Welcome to my paint-along video of this Chrimsonchat Bird. This is a fun little watercolor sketch to give you an intro to the wonders of watercolor. So the first thing is I'm laying in some really bright yellow for the breast and then coming in with that bright red and letting that blend right in. As I'm laying in the direction of red, I'm leaving little holes to give the effect of feathers. So I'm just kind of going around the white in the watercolor paper as I'm dropping in that darker red and letting that blend into the warmer red. And remembering to go around those little white feathery streaks in his breast, in the bird's breast. Now I'm coming in with just black. I mix a good black with that blue and burnt sienna. It gives you a good black. And again, I'm going around those little feathers, leaving little holes, kind of stripes, if you will. I'm wetting that area underneath the feather. And so when I drop in the black, it kind of blends in. It has kind of a fuzzy effect, if you will. Going around that shape of his feather, leaving some white. And softening that edge a little bit. And then coming in with that cerulean blue. It's a lighter blue. And that gives the effect of a shadow underneath. I'm going around the eye with that black. Again, leaving a few little holes for that white to show through. And make sure you have just enough paint on the brush that it gives a good point in the end of your brush. You might want to just practice that a little bit before you do it on the painting. But again, you're mixing burnt sienna and the darker blue, ultramarine blue is what that is, to get that good black color. I like to mix colors to get dark colors, not just a black. Use that real tip of that paintbrush to get that good effect. I'm just going around the eye and just leaving that white, bright shape of the eye. I'm going to go back over the black a little bit once that's dry and get a good dark black color. In this Chrimsonchat Bird, it's got real dark black features of the bird, which makes a good contrast to that bright yellow breast. Just going right back over it. It's kind of a glazing technique. Do one layer and then once it's dry, you come back and do the next layer. And then that makes the colors really bright and stand out. I'm going over the top of that little bird's head, dropping a little bit of yellow. And then coming back with that bright red again. And letting that just blend right in. And at the top of that eye, I put some cerulean blue, and that creates kind of a shadow. Same thing with underneath the white. Go right over the white underneath that bird's little chin, and that casts a shadow. And once that's dry, come back in to the eye and put a little dot there for his pupil. And then with that black again, follow the line of his little feet. Make sure that's a nice thin line. It doesn't have to be too dark the first time. Get that to be a good straight line in the shape of his little feet. And then you can go back over it again to make it darker. And now just a suggestion, not too much detail in the little branch that he's sitting on. It's not really about the branch, it's more about the bird. But just an indicator of something he's standing on. Now I'm just going back over and darkening up some areas, making sure I'm leaving those whites to make it look like feathers. Doesn't take much, not too many, just enough. Just going back over it. And just that glazing process. Touching up a little bit. That's the shadow that's being cast underneath his chin. Do birds have chins? I don't know if it's a chin. Underneath his beak. There you go. And going back over that little pupil again to make that good and dark. Looking for areas that need to be touched up a little bit. And here's my X-Acto knife. I brought my X-Acto knife out to just pull that highlight out. There's a little tiny highlight in the pupil, and I just flick it with that X-Acto knife. A little more detail there with that black. Then we're going to get ready to do some speckles. Load the brush. With some different colors that are in the image, like the reds and the blacks. I'll just use that color. But I just flick the brush, load the brush with different colors, like red and black. I might just drop it in, and then just flick it against my finger. You might want to practice this on another piece of paper just to get the idea of how this works. Because you want to have not too wet, not too thick paint. Just practice that a little bit. But it gives a little bit of energy to the work and some interest. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. You can go back over it as many times as you want to. Thanks for following along. I hope you had fun with this.